What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. This episode of the Movie Minute, we're talking about Emerald Fennell's new film, Saltburn. Man, it's hard to even put into words the insanity of this movie. So, if you're wanting to know if Saltburn is worthy of a theater experience, stick around to find out. All right, so let's talk about Saltburn. Emerald Fennell, she won the writing Oscar back for Promising Young Woman. I mean, she's a really incredible director and writer and actress as well. And so she comes at us with Saltburn. So, what is Saltburn about? I cannot say a lot about this film without spoiling things. And so I'm going to try to be really, really precise. So, Barry Keoghan's character, Oliver Quick, comes to Oxford. He's kind of a nerdy guy who just doesn't really necessarily fit into the crowd, but he wants to fit in. He wants to be kind of popular. He meets kind of this guy, Jacob Elordi, who plays this kind of popular boy at Oxford, and they kind of get close. And then summer rolls around, and he invites Oliver to his family estate called Saltburn for the summer. And the movie kind of then obviously erupts into crazy insanity. And that's all I can really say without spoiling stuff. But I mean, the film is absolutely crazy. I have not seen a movie like this, to be honest, ever, possibly. There are elements of it that make me think of other films, but I don't even want to say them because I don't want to spoil what the movie's about. The themes have been done. I'll say that. Like, the themes of this movie have been done, but how this movie is done is really, really interesting. So let's talk about what I liked about the film. Performances. I mean, the performances of this film are absolutely amazing. I mean, Barry Keoghan and Jacob Elordi are just incredible. Their performances are raw, they are real, they feel very, very intense. That's an element of this movie that kind of personifies this movie is intense. It's an intense movie. It's an intense drama. With also some really weird dark comedy. It totally is a dark comedy that really then edges into this kind of drama space. Rosamund Pike also, and Richard Grant as well. I mean, the supporting cast, Archie Madekwe as well, who was just in Gran Turismo. All the cast is really, really strong and gives some really incredible performances. The dialogue in this movie as well, the writing, I could see this getting nominated for another writing Oscar because she is so good at writing dialogue. And I think that, I mean, she has said before in interviews, like, she was an actress, and so she knows what type of dialogue actors like to have and deliver. And man, she puts it in these movies. Each and every scene is absolutely captivating from a dialogue standpoint. It really blew me away. I mean, every element of this movie is really firing. So, from a directorial standpoint, expertly directed. The pace is amazing. The story is really strong. It's really deep. She did what she needed to do. I mean, Emerald really, really delivered on this. So let's talk about what I didn't like because this film was very, very interesting in a space that I want to touch on. This movie is not for the faint of heart, okay? The themes and ideas being presented are ones that I just do not agree with, and that's okay. But it makes this movie very, very difficult to watch. Just from some of the things that are portrayed, some of the moments, it's very, very graphic in a lot of weird ways, like ways that you don't necessarily experience on film a lot. And so for that, I sat in the theater going, man, I don't like these type of movies. And so I would say, I mean, it is a movie that does not make you feel good. You feel very weird and uncomfortable and gross in this movie a lot. And Emerald obviously purposefully wanted to do that, and she does it really, really well. I also thought the movie felt a little bit long. I think it could have been shorter. I just think the ending as well was kind of, it just was such an interesting way to end a film. And I get it. It was very art house, very indie feel to it. She's definitely kind of putting her stamp on this movie as like, these are the type of films I want to make. And it really felt weird to me. And I didn't enjoy the film at the end because of how she decided to kind of wrap everything up. So let's just jump in and talk about ratings. From an entertainment standpoint, I was definitely like entertained in a weird way. You're leaning in the whole movie. And so, I mean, this movie was a solid 8 on entertainment, but it was a weird type of entertainment. I have to really focus on that idea that this isn't a typical movie where you're like, man, what a great movie to watch entertaining wise. No, it's like, oh man, I was totally like captivated by what was happening, but boy, did I feel gross and weird watching it and seeing it play out. From a critic standpoint, the film is extremely well made. It really is. It was incredibly written, incredibly directed. So from a critic standpoint, this is a 9 out of 10. So averaged out, Saltburn gets, I mean, an 8.5 averaged out. From a badge standpoint, I'll give it an Oscar bait just because this isn't the type of movie that I think needs to be seen in theaters. But there's a lot of cinephiles and people who love indie film and something different and weird that are going to want to see this movie. And it's probably going to get nominated for a couple things. I could see some performance nominations as well as another writing nomination. It just is a really big, like, art house style film that I could see getting quite the buzz at Oscar season. At the end of the day, Saltburn, not necessarily something I think you have to go see in theaters. It's a hard watch, but really well made. So if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Would love for you to join this community with me. Drop in the comments and let me know if you are interested in seeing Saltburn. And until next time, peace out, everybody.